Show of hands. I want you to keep them up as I ask you these questions. How many of you are crazy? How many of you, keep your hands up, how many of you are crazy and want to change the world for something positive? What keeps you up at night with passion, right? Are you that kind of crazy? Keep your hands up. Did everybody raise their hand? All right. I want you to think about that as we go through, because what I want to accomplish with you today are some ways to really supercharge your future. We're going to start out with one thing, though. The title of this talk is called Get Off Your RAS. Anybody ever teach you what the reticular activating system was in school? No. Here's what it is, and this is so profound, I hope you never forget it the rest of your life. It will change your life. The reticular activating system is a very unconscious piece in our brain. I'm not going to go through all the neuroscience. I'm going to try to keep it simple for you. What it does simply is whatever we think about, we bring about in our environment. The last time maybe you went to get a new car, you never really saw it before, but once you bought that thing and drove it off the lot, you see it everywhere. If I tell you, don't think of a pink elephant. Ha-ha, gotcha. All right. The RAS is powerful, and whatever you give it, it will go about creating in your environment. It's not just about positive thinking, though. You have to activate it. And what I'm going to give you is I want to give you 13 principles that I've found to activate that RAS in a good way to really supercharge your future. Inside of your RAS, you have all these RAS neurons. Right? And when you get them excited with emotion, keep this in mind, they start bouncing around to each other. Bing, 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 bing. You give them ideas, they start binging off each other. And all of a sudden, the more you talk about something, the more you think about something, it starts showing up in your environment. If you've ever been around somebody that constantly complains about being sick, they don't get healthy. Think about that. It's the deepest part in your brain. Think about what it is that you want, because most of our coaching clients that we start out with, they start out with telling us everything that they don't want, and guess what they have in their life? That could be a relationship, that could be your finances, that could be a position at work, that could be anything. So what I'm going to give you are basically 13 principles to help supercharge your RAS. You ready? We're going to start with one thing before we do that, though. There's a quote that says, "Change is inevitable, growth is optional." I run around with a lot of people. At first, they say, well, I can't do this because of this. I can't do this because of this. No one's helping me. I have news for you. And it comes from a man, some of you might not have ever heard of him, but he was a great motivational speaker by the name of Zig Ziglar. And he asked the question to people, he says, you know where you can get a helping hand? At the end of your elbows. Do something. Get off your duff and do something with it. So if you want a helping hand, we need others, but first it starts with you. It starts with putting that person back together again.